Welcome into Good News Forecast. I'm Sophia Perricone.
And I am meteorologist Kaylee Bowers. Thanks for joining us for another week of good news from around the world, the country, and right here in our own backyards. You know how we always kick off the week with Good News Forecast. How is your week going, Sophia?
It's going well. Things have cooled down just a little bit, Kaylee, as I know you know, but things are still going well despite that.
You know what? I'm not a fan of this weather this time of year, but at the same time I am, because I kind of like the gray skies, the damp feel. I like the coziness of it.
That's fair.
The coziness.
I can understand that. How is your week going?
You know, same way. It's just kind of there. Just like nothing really crazy. It's just kind of there. Just kind of relaxing, kind of getting caught up on stuff. I'm trying to think what I even did in the past week. I mean, been at work, honestly.
That's what we've been doing. That's what we do. We pretty much live here, but it's okay.
That is true.
We love it. We love it. But you know, I'm also just looking forward to the summertime. That's when we'll have whenever we ask, you know, how's your week? I think we'll have more to report on once the sun is out and once it's warm outside.
You know, the highlight of my weekend was I spent 6 to 8 hours, I forget the exact time, but I was meal prepping and cleaning.
Busy.
The entire day.
That's what this time of year is for.
It was fantastic. Yeah. Spring cleaning.
Spring
cleaning.
I was doing. Yes.
I love it. Well, speaking of spring, we're still kind of talking winter, though, as the Walleye are leading their series of the playoffs. The team is currently 3-0 up against the Bloomington Bison.
And it's a best-of-7 series, so if the Fish beat the Bison again in Game 4, which, as of this recording, is tonight, April 29th, they close out the round, kicking the Bison out. So hopefully that happens. The Walleye have made it to the finals before, but have not brought home a Kelly Cup yet.
So we'll let you know the outcome of Game 4 next week right here on Good News Forecast. So yeah, again, we're recording this on Wednesday, April 29th. So depending when you're watching this, could be today, tomorrow, could be next week. Maybe the Walleye have already won the Kelly Cup and you're watching it now. If they are, I'm calling it right now. They are winning it 2026. This year.
Okay, this is recorded, so you did so well in the bracket challenge that I kind of trust you here. I would not be surprised if you got this one right.
But I got third place, though.
Hey, you know who got third from bottom? Me. So you did way better than I did.
We need a Chase Bachman here. He's one of our sports guys, and he's the one who actually did win the bracket challenge. Maybe he can foresee the future a little bit.
Sounds like cheating to me. The sports guy wins the sport thing, you know.
Well, come on, Walleye, you guys can do this for sure. We believe in you. Yeah. Well, nearly 7,000 people laced up their running shoes for the 49th Glass City Marathon, and the race was won for the record books, not for one, but 2 runners qualified for the Olympic trials.
This is the first time in Glass City Marathon history someone has qualified for the Olympic trials, and look, 2 of them did. The winner of the men's race obliterated the course record by almost 15 minutes, running more than 26 miles in 2 hours, 5 minutes, and 54 seconds. Glass City Marathon reps say not only is that the fastest in their 49 years of their marathons, but get this, it's the fastest in Ohio marathon history and the 3rd fastest for an American ever.
I kind of told a couple coworkers, I was like, oh, if I don't go under 2:16, then I'm not a marathoner, but I think I went under 2:06 today, so I think we're a marathoner. So I'd love to run another mile, but marathon's fun. It was great.
35-year-old Andy Cozzarelli also qualified for the Olympic trials by a mere decimal point, about a 1/3 of a second, Kaylee.
I can't believe that. Meanwhile, a 1/3 of the nearly 1,500 marathon runners qualified for the Boston Marathon, but only those 2 were qualified for a chance to run for Team USA.
So obviously it's amazing to have Olympic qualifiers here out of Toledo. And Kaylee, it's an accomplishment just to finish.
And that list includes one of our own right here at WTOL 11, in fact, in the Weather Center, who ran an incredible race. There he is, right there in the red. Meteorologist John Birchfield. He crossed the finish line at 2 hours and 25 minutes. John, congratulations.
Look at him go.
We know he's had a bit of an uphill climb. He's been doing physical therapy. He was injured. But you know what? This man, I've never seen someone so driven in my life.
Oh, yeah.
He is determined. He's going to keep going. He wants to race all the races as much as possible. So, John, congratulations.
Yeah.
Hopefully you're resting now.
Hopefully. You know, he is so determined. I have to share this story.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm going to say? Okay.
Yes.
So one time Kaylee and I were walking at a park. We were walking because we just walk. We don't run.
Nope.
And this guy runs by us and Kaylee goes, "That's John." He's a very kind man. Let me make that very clear. But he was so in the zone. He was not going to. He was not going to stop to say hi to us. We turned around and went, "Hey, John." He turned around, waved,
and all he did was just like. just kept on. Now, to add to that story, and we've talked about this before, John did text me later on the day after he was finished with his run.
Yes.
He's like, hope you ladies are having a nice walk. Beautiful weather. Like, just typical John fashion right there. So this man is determined to, like, he's not going to stop for anyone to say hi.
And he should not. I mean, he does great. He's so athletic. We want to see him keep on running. So congrats, John. Congrats to the Olympic qualifiers.
Just congrats to everyone. First off, congrats to anyone who ran the race, signed up for the race.
Yeah.
We're not runners. We aren't doing that.
We didn't even sign up.
Not because we know we don't run. But like the fact that you were willing to sign up, and even if you didn't cross the finish line, the fact that you were willing to try something new, or maybe you've done this before, like you should still be proud of yourself. Please, no one should be beating themselves up. This is just an amazing thing that our bodies can allow us to do. So keep going and keep striving for gold one day.
Yes. Okay, so Jenna Gallant is proving anyone can be anything.
Yeah, this Eastwood High senior has been in a wheelchair her entire life, but what some of us may see as a barrier is actually a beacon. Tyler Segaman has a story.
Keep ripping, keep her 20. She's her. She's a superhero, real life superhero. Be proud of yourself. Excellent. What a day. It's fantastic.
I'm paving way for other seated athletes in the future.
4 years ago, Jenna Gallant entered Pro Day performance seeking a new path.
4 tight 6.
It's never the same. Every day is different. It's hard, but it's fun.
You're 100 at Columbus, lady.
Over time, her workouts have led to powerful purpose.
Because I've always been like a homebody, so I wanted to get out and show that I'm normal, but in a different way.
Born with spina bifida, a condition where the spinal cord doesn't form properly, Gallant only has use of 2 muscles along with her arms, which makes competing for Eastwood track and field even more impressive.
The very first time we put her on the treadmill, and she literally just had to sit there and tread the treadmill. She's given me some quirky looks and some "are you sures?" But every single time, no matter what we've done, she's destroyed the workout. Power, needs some from the abs.
The only seated athlete representing the Toledo area this spring. Gallant has also made a name for herself, becoming the first to do so in Pemberville.
I don't think she gives herself enough credit with, the inspiration that she is, not just to, other athletes that could be bound to a chair, but everybody that comes through here. Bring them down a little bit.
Her impact extends to the sidelines as well, cheering on her fellow classmates and showcasing that pride has no limits.
No matter what, if I'm like them or not, they can do it.
Along with physical strength comes relentless determination.
Perfect. Chilling.
With one final opportunity to compete at state, Gallant is already showing signs that her best is yet to come.
I didn't have the greatest junior year. I didn't PR as much in my shot. And starting off, my first meet, I tied my PR, so it just helps me get excited for the rest of the season.
So inspiring.
Ooh, good
She's
job,
strong.
Jenna.
Yeah, she
Wow.
killed that.
Making me break a sweat just watching her work out. That's amazing.
Yeah, she's doing it all. And as Tyler mentioned in the story, some people see this as a barrier, but it's her beacon. I love
Not
that
stopping.
he wrote that. Yeah.
Nope. We'll see what other great things she has coming forward.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. Welcome back. Last week on April 22nd, people around the globe celebrated Earth Day, and those in Bowling Green, they were no exception.
The early Earth Day celebrations included a slow roll bike ride called Pedal for the Planet. Riders took a leisurely trip from the Montessori School of Bowling Green along the Slippery Elm Trail. Along the way, people picked up tips on bike maintenance and sustainability.
The idea for the Bicycle Safety Commission slow rolls is to get people active, to get them out riding a bike, to teach them the safe way to ride around town. We've had folks that have participated in our program that had not been avid riders before and found the information that we share from a bike safety perspective, how to operate on the road, to be very helpful to where they started becoming more active riding our city streets as well.
After the ride, people stuck around for the annual Earth Day celebration on the Montessori campus. I love bike riding.
Oh, yeah.
Right now it's a little chilly for me at the time of this recording, but what is your favorite outdoor activity to do, Kaylee?
You know, I'm a big fan of walking.
Yes.
That's my favorite thing. If I can get outside with Barkley and go for a good walk, oh, that's my favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
And when the weather gets nice, we can walk together again.
That's true. You know what? We could still walk. We have walked in the rain before.
We have walked in the rain before, Kaylee. We have walked in the pouring rain before. Kaylee was laughing the whole time, and I was like, what is happening?
Sophia's just like, you were the meteorologist. Why did you not tell me it was going to rain?
Why didn't you tell me?
I'm pretty sure I did say it was going to rain. We're just like, yeah, we can still walk. We're fine. It was nothing severe, by the way. Just typical springtime showers.
It was sudden, but it was not severe. That's a good point, yeah.
That's the big thing. But April doesn't mean Earth Day or March for that matter. Whatever time of year it is, April, May, June, it's always the start of prom season.
But it's not just high school seniors looking fresh and having fun. Photojournalist Mike Kirsten takes us inside another senior prom.
Back in 2013, working with Billy Johnson, predecessor at Area Office on Aging, we came up with senior prom. And so what you're having today is senior citizens reliving or living for the first time their prom days. This is one of the things that we do to support seniors. And so many of them are just getting out the house for the first time. They look to this event every year. It sells out within weeks and days.
That's wonderful because it gives us young people something to go to and to look forward to. I am 101 years old. I've been the queen for 2 years, and I was going to turn it down. I said I got to give somebody else a chance. You can have so much fun, and you see other people in your category.
Oh, I think it's great because I've talked to other people, and they say they don't have anything like this in their city. And I said, well, they do all kinds of things for us, like going to the zoo, all these events. It's really nice. And I think they appreciate the seniors.
One of the big things in TPS is you're going to find that most of our kids are being raised by their grandparents. Many of these individuals here are actually the guardians for some of our students. And at the same time, we don't do enough for our senior citizens. Many of them have done great work and have built Toledo to where it is today. So it's just exciting to really pay it forward and give back to our seniors who have been the backbone for my generations and generations to come.
I don't know how I do it, but I'm doing it, and I'm going to do it until I go out.
We are speechless, 101 years old.
Good for her. Oh my God.
Prom queen 2 years in a row, she said.
That's right.
She looks phenomenal.
Prom queen 3 years in a row.
Yeah,
4 years in a row.
next year, 102.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Now this is something really awesome that Superintendent Dr. Robin Listerant said. Many of those seniors who were there, like he mentioned, are the grandparents and take care of the TPS students.
So it's really nice. It's sort of like grandparents' night out. Give them
Yeah.
a break. You know, that's a lot of work. Raising a child, I'm sure, is a lot of work. So good for them. They get to go out and enjoy. They looked like they were having so much fun tearing up that dance floor.
TPS is kind of giving back to the
Yeah.
grandparents that, you know, are taking care of their students. So that makes a big difference, which is so amazing.
Do you remember your senior prom?
I do my senior prom. You know, the funny thing is, so my dress, I gotta tell you this funny story. The dress that I had, oh gosh, the dress that I wore, it was like a charcoal gray.
Okay.
So it was actually really pretty, really
Sounds
liked
like
it.
yeah.
My mom does not like the color gray.
Oh.
So the entire day and like leading up to it, she's like, are you sure you want a gray dress? I'm like, yes, this is the perfect dress. And still to this day, she's like, I never said that. I'm like,
Oh.
but like she let me choose what I wanted. But senior
Right.
prom was so fun. Like we had a big old group. We had seniors, juniors, sophomores. We had some. I took a freshman to prom.
There you go.
So, do you remember your prom?
I do. It wasn't like, I don't know. I was so checked out by that point that I was like, let's get this over with. I'm ready to graduate.
Let's get it wrapped up.
I wore a salmon colored dress.
Ooh,
though.
kind of this color?
Yep. I was just going to say, I have no
Ooh.
idea where it is. I think I left it somewhere, but okay. Let's move on.
Not what she's talking about.
Nope.
But speaking of prom, it is prom season, and
Yeah.
a high school in Oklahoma just crowned a rather unexpected king.
Ladies and gentlemen, our king, Kirk Moore.
Student at Pauls Valley High School voted their principal, Kirk Moore, prom king after his heroic actions. Just a few weeks ago, he stopped a would-be school shooter by tackling him.
Moore was shot in the leg during that incident, but is clearly recovering well, hitting the dance floor as he accepts his prom king crown.
Amazing. And I love that the students voted him this. It wasn't like, hey, the teachers came up with this idea, write his name in. This was all done by the students.
I mean, just think of all the lives he saved and like the emotions and all that. Like, he made a big difference in those students' lives right there. Even before this potential shooting, like, you always remember your principal.
Yeah.
Good or bad, you remember him. So congratulations, and hopefully they had a wonderful and safe prom.
King Kirk Moore. All right, switching gears here. A Perrysburg teen is being recognized for saving her family during a house fire.
14-year-old Isabel Flagg is receiving the Smoke Detector on Guard Award from the Ohio State Fire Marshal. Officials say she woke up to the sound of smoke alarms back in January before finding a fire in her kitchen. She quickly got her two siblings out of the house and made sure they had shelter in the snow and cold conditions.
I think it's very important, especially if you have younger siblings who might not understand the situation like I do. And so I think it's good to just always have that knowledge on hand, because you might think that you won't need it, but sometimes you do.
Isabel says having a plan in place can make all the difference in an emergency. Thank goodness she knew what to do. Always important to check those smoke alarms. What they say during the time change is a good time to check your smoke alarms, right?
Along with changing your clocks, change the batteries in your smoke detectors as well too. So that's twice a year. So it's the perfect time frame to change both of those. But the big thing that we also know is she's so young.
Yeah.
And so talk to your kids about, okay, what do you do with fire safety? I remember talking to my dad when I was little, like, where do you go in case there is a fire?
Yeah.
What is your role in the house if there is a fire? Where do we meet in case we get split up? So have all those things. And of course, always remember, stop, drop, and roll.
Yes. Better to have those conversations and be thankful you did rather than just not having them at all.
Yeah, and then panicking at the last minute.
Definitely.
Congratulations, Isabel.
So America has spoken, Kaylee.
Oh.
A new survey from YouGov is revealing America's top chain joints.
Okay, I wasn't sure where we were going with this. So starting with burger chains, Five Guys takes the lead, followed by Burger King, and then, Sophia, In-N-Out.
Third place is wrong.
Okay, well, when it comes to pizza, Pizza Hut is the #1 choice, with Domino's in second. And looking at the taco and slash burrito category, Taco Bell is the top spot, and Chipotle is just behind.
When it comes to chicken, Chick-fil-A is #1, followed by KFC, then Popeyes. For fries, McDonald's is the main choice. I can completely see that.
Okay.
Five Guys in second place, Chick-fil-A bringing up the rear. So do any of those stand out to you that you're maybe confused about? Any of your favorites on the list?
None of those are really surprising to me.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people love Taco Bell, but they also love Chipotle. So I feel like that could have been a very close call. I know you're not happy about your In-N-Out, but it's also a West Coast thing.
And I was just going to say, if it was a nationwide chain, I do think In-N-Out would be #1 in my eyes.
I would say so. I think all of those make sense. I wish they had a milkshake category, because I feel like when you get fast food, sometimes, at least I do, I get milkshakes.
What would be your #1 milkshake choice, Kaylee?
Ooh, that's a good question. I do like a good Chick-fil-A milkshake, but also I do like a Steak and Shake milkshake once in a while.
Steak and Shake, that's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
But I gotta give a shout out from the voices in our ears, our director Tim Manor giving us this information. The Wood County Fair should be #1 for milkshakes.
I have heard that. I have yet to experience it myself, but fair season is just around the corner, so maybe we'll have to go get some milkshakes.
You know who knows the Wood County Fair better than anyone, especially the milkshake stand?
Amanda.
I was gonna say Ryan Weekman.
I thought Amanda Faye did a milkshake making
She
thing.
did do that, but Ryan Weekman and his milkshakes, he would say that's #1 for sure.
We'll have to get some recommendations.
Well, we'll be right back as we talk more about food and fast food and all that. Welcome back. A Put-in-Bay science teacher is putting her small school on the map.
Yeah, she earned a national award from one of the world's largest companies. Annalise Corneo Garcia has the recognition surrounding Melissa Kowalski.
More than a decade ago, Melissa Kowalski was helping with a science lab involving cow dissections at The Ohio State University.
And these girls were like oh my God, this is so gross. I can't do this. I can't touch this. And I was like, no, look at this, and I like got in there and I was like, look, this is like the lens of the eye. And they were like, what?
Today, that same willingness to get her hands dirty defines her teaching style.
Kendra Mallory, the chair of the judging committee, she was like, you use every square inch of this island as your classroom. When we're talking about primary succession, we go out and we actually like look at the glacial grooves and we're like, okay, so this is where the glaciers came and scraped off all the dirt.
Turning Put-in-Bay into a living, breathing science lab, an approach that made her a winner. Shell Incorporated picked 3 winners for its science award, and Kowalski was one of them, chosen from nearly 500 applicants nationwide.
I was really excited, kind of shocked. We're in a really tiny little school district.
The company flew her to Anaheim, California, where officials recognized the 3 winners and awarded them a $10,000 prize. If you ask her colleagues, though, they say Kowalski's the real prize, some even writing letters of support to submit to judges.
She's a treasure. We are so lucky to have her. Honestly, her depth and breadth of her knowledge is unmatched.
I'm the only science teacher for grades 7 through 12 here. To be around other people and just like get that input, get that energy, it definitely like reinvigorated me.
And she says the work has always been about more than just recognition.
We just have to make kids that can think critically about anything.
I love that she takes advantage of the nature around them and really uses the island as their classroom.
And she teaches like how many grades, so she gets to know these kids and these families, and I would love to have her as my teacher. I feel like you would learn so much.
Do you have a teacher that has really stuck out to you all these years?
I would say yes, but there's several of them. There's several that I still talk to, and it wasn't necessarily like a class that I was good at or, shine brightly in, but like my choir teacher, I still remember her. I still talk to her. But my telecom TV teacher, I still talk to him. Hey, John Mullins, hello, miss you, you're awesome.
Hey, John.
But we all have those teachers that just truly inspire us. Yeah. I know you have a favorite teacher that you always talk about.
My English teacher. Yeah, this is a question we have posed here on Good News Forecast, but always nice to remember our teachers. She was great. My English teacher really helped with writing. She was really good about letting her students sort of be creative with their writing, which is really nice. So I hope this teacher as well out in Put-in-Bay really sticks with students for many years to come.
Maybe inspires them to become science teachers and maybe fill her shoes there one time.
Yeah, I love that. So we are ending Good News Forecast this week with Grandma's old adage that is, it's better to give than receive. That can be tough to sell to a kid, especially on their birthday, but there is one kid who got the message.
And Steve Hartman met him on the road.
It's the one time of year it's okay to be selfish. When it's your birthday, it's all about you. And kids have been basking in that blessing for as long as we've had candles. But as we first reported last year, Grant Mullen's party struck a very different tone. Grant's dad, Mark.
Absolutely, yeah. We asked him, what would you like to do for your birthday? Who do you want to invite? What do you want? It just couldn't have been better than what he said.
What he said in a moment.
The most perfect answer ever.
But first, how he came to it. A couple years ago, Mark began volunteering at SNR, a recreation center for people with special needs here in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Yep. And not long after he started, he got Grant to volunteer as well.
It's so important to get your children involved at a young age. It really makes a huge difference.
Exhibit A, Grant's wish, to invite everyone at SNR to his 9th birthday party.
Why?
Because they don't get invited to birthdays. Sometimes people don't get as much love. And it's sad. Would you like something to drink? We have root beer, Sprite, or water.
The parents confirm that a lot of their kids don't get invited to birthday parties.
Hey, Crystal?
But as they mingled, it became clear that Grant wasn't just being kind when he sent out those invitations.
Cheers.
He truly wanted them here.
Anytime you can, just call my mom and you can come.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay. They are nicer, kinder. They don't get mad all the time.
It's now been a year since we first told this story. Grant turned 10. He had a different party this time at a water park, but the guest list was the same. And Grant says it always will be.
He's my best friend. I just love him. He's my brother.
True friendship. Best party favor ever.
Bye, Mitch.
Steve Hartman on the road
Bye, Crystal.
in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
Bye, guys.
Oh, that's so sweet right there.
So sweet. What a great kid.
Not only is he a great kid, but those parents for, introducing him to these wonderful kids as well, too. Like he said, doesn't get invited to many things. And he opened up not only his home, but his heart.
Yeah.
And they become his best friends. So that is just truly amazing right there.
Yeah, great parenting. Love that story.
I do have a story about kind of giving back for birthdays. So my cousin, gosh, this was probably 8, 9, 10. It's been a while. She's a senior now in high school, but she was still younger. And I'm like, I don't know what to get like an 8-year-old, 9-year-old girl for her birthday. Like, what do I do? So I'm like, what does she like? And she likes animals a lot.
Okay.
And we're both big animal lovers. We both have dogs. And I'm like, what if I take her to the store, she picks out dog treats and dog food and dog toys. So we filled up the shopping cart, then we filled up my car with all these different things for dogs, cats, for animals, and we took them to the local Humane Society, and that was her birthday gift.
So
I'm like,
sweet.
Neither of us need anything. I don't need to get you anything. She doesn't need an iPad or a toy or whatever. She'd rather give back to those animals, and even to this day, she's 18 years old now, and she still talks about it, still remembers it to that day. And I still want to do that again. Maybe I'll do that for her graduation. It's just so fun.
Full circle. That would be such a full circle moment. That is a great idea.
Yeah.
Good thought. How did she feel at that age coming out of that? I bet she felt great and she probably learned some lessons.
She wanted to take home all the animals. That was a big thing for sure, but she truly loved it, and her parents appreciated it, my parents appreciated it, the Humane Society appreciated it, and it's just a great way to give back, especially to, animals, to kids, those in need that don't have much.
Yeah.
It makes a difference, and again, we're talking about it how many years later, so it makes you feel good for helping others as well, too.
That is a great story. Thank you for sharing it, Kaylee.
Thanks for letting me share it. Find a way to give back this week for sure. But that does it for this week's episode of Good News Forecast. We are so glad to be back with you. This is week 3. We're back.
Week 3, we are back, and we're not going anywhere. We'll see you next week with more good news from around the world, across the country, and right here in our own backyard. We'll see you then. Bye.